Boy, just be yourself. If people don't like it, if you're being yourself, fuck them.
Big Los, and welcome to another episode of The Noize. If you haven't yet, go ahead and follow us on the big three: Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at The Noize Podcast. And of course, follow everything Beat Network at beatnetworkonline.com. Kev, we've been prepping for this show for quite some time. We put the feelers out. The feelers got back to us.
That's what you're calling them?
We're going to just rock with feelers because it's actually been a minute since we've had a guest on here. And we both were super excited to get this guy back on, catch up with what he's been, doing and all of his success. And I'm excited.
Yeah, me too.
Especially with his most recent work. So, let's just not waste any more time and go ahead and bring this man in. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Noize Podcast, actor Mac Wells. What's going on with you, bro?
What's up, brother?
Good to have you back, man. First of all, and this could be our fault, but it's been 3 years since you've been on this show, man.
Nah, it hasn't been.
Yeah.
Really?
2017. He just wrapped up. He just wrapped up on Rampage, and I think you were just going into Pitch Perfect 3.
Yeah, I was just going.
Wow.
I had just wrapped up Rampage in Nashville, and I was going into Pitch Perfect 3.
Damn, man. So 3 years, and then the things you've been accomplishing lately. First of all, how are you, sir?
Man, I'm good, man. 2020 has been a crazy year, man, for everybody, but especially as artists.
Absolutely.
A lot of our platforms have sort of been taken away from us.
Yeah.
So it's just been good to work on my spirit, man. Work on my physicality, get back in the gym the right way, and so it's just been good to work on myself to keep it.
You look good. You look good.
Nah, I appreciate it, man.
Definitely. So, catch us up, bro. What you been up to? So, like we said, the last thing that you were going into was Pitch Perfect 3.
Right.
And, the IMDb, of course, is still popping. 25 credits now. What's been up? What you been working on?
From then, from 2017 to now, man, there's been a lot of great work. So I had a recurring on Doom Patrol.
Yeah.
I had a lot of fun on that joint, man. I had a recurring on Black Lightning.
Yeah, from there too.
I recurred on The Outsider for HBO. I did Stand Against Evil. Yeah, Stand Against Evil. Queen America for Facebook Watch.
Yeah.
Lovecraft Country, which has sort of turned into its own phenomenon.
Absolutely.
And then I just shot a movie in September called Girl in the Basement with Judd Nelson. So that's going to be pretty cool when it come out. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's go.
It's been a lot of work.
Nah, it's a blessing, bro. Let's let's go from the top in a sense. So Stand Against Evil. How was that experience?
You know what, man? I had a ball on that, man, because I'm a horror film fanatic.
Yeah,
so
sir.
And I was a villain in that. And so for almost 16 hours, I shot it for 2 days. For 16 hours a day, I had to have my eyes and my lips glued.
Wow.
So I could probably see that much, and I couldn't talk. I just had to make sounds as I was coming to kill somebody. You know what I'm saying? So that was great, man. I should have channeled my inner Jason Voorhees for that. You know what I'm saying? So that was dope, man. It was. It took them 2.5 hours to put the makeup on and take it off.
Ooh, wow. What's that experience? Because I feel like you don't truly make it until you have that unnecessarily long makeup process.
The first day I was a little irritable. I'm not even gonna lie. And I'm like, man, this is dog. But then after I shot the first day and I got to do all these dope stunts and be a villain and all of that, the second day was a breeze. Right. And I was everybody was real talkative and collaborative, so we got to really kick it and talk until my mouth was glued.
Then it was just gestures from there.
Yeah, then all I could do was nod my head. But it was dope, man. I had a lot of fun. That was 2018. I shot that in 2018, yeah.
So I know it was only 2 days of shooting. But one thing I think about when I hear that something was glued shut, I do think about Jamie Foxx when he played Ray. and how he had a hard time with, because he had his eyes glued shut for that role.
It's actually, they used the same
prosthetic.
Okay.
The same clay they used on Jamie's eyes. They had to use on mine.
So like
to make it match my skin.
I mean, did you in those 2 days? Did it feel like knowing that the only thing you can really do to communicate is pretty much hand motions and pointing and blinking and shit. You know what I'm saying? What was that?
At some moments, I really felt blind, especially the first day.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. I had to sort of feel my way around because you can only see pretty much like your vision is blurred, so you can't see, but it's like you can pinpoint. Okay, it's somebody's right there.
Right.
Gotcha. You know what I'm saying? But the second day, I understood how blind people, how their senses were able to lead them. Mm-hmm. Next thing you know, I know everything yet. I know where the hallway is. I can walk back to the trailer. I'm like, wow, it was crazy how my senses adapted to that the very next day.
You started moving from there.
Yeah.
That's dope. What Doom Patrol.
Yeah,
I did catch that. How did you? And it's funny because when I caught it, I watched him like, hey, I know that guy.
Amazing work, by the way. Amazing.
How did that process come about?
Man, listen, man. That I'm not even gonna lie. When I did that audition, and I was done with it, I said, if they cast anybody else for this, they're crazy. There's no way that anybody is gonna beat me at this audition. Because in my audition, I made sure to do it in a way that I knew they wouldn't see it from somebody else.
Gotcha.
But shooting it, man, I had a ball, man. And the director she let me do my own thing. So that was the first time I felt like a director let me be a full artist on set because I had so much dialogue. I got to dance and all, and she just was like me licking a knife and all. That's all me. Mm-hmm. She just like, listen, I trust you. Just do it. Your audition was so great. I'm just gonna let you do what you want to do,
right? And
then if we keep it, we keep it. And literally everything that I added, moments and stuff like that, they kept in the shot. And that was the first time I felt like,
I'm here.
I can do this. Yeah, I can do it. Like I can do this. I can really have a collaborative. I'm a collaborative artist. I can really bring something to the table. That was the first time I really was like, wow.
Does that happen often, or like is this your first time being able to say you a full artist on the project?
Well, no, on a big project, yeah. But when I work with indie projects, that's all collaborative because we all have to sort of come together to make the process. But on a big stage, you know what I'm saying, that was the first time. And then after that was all I needed. And so after that, I started going to every set after that different, like making sure that I can add this piece, this nugget, this moment. For Black Lightning, because I shot that afterwards, I had to have a certain pair of earrings and a certain chain to make sure that character was delivered correctly, because I'm from the east side of Detroit. I know how these people are.
Gotcha.
So y'all gotta let me live in it a little bit, and they did. So
and that's actually what I was going to get to. I did want to speak on Doom Patrol real quick. By far, but it's between that and Black Lightning.
Yeah.
Knowing you.
Yeah.
That's probably the most removed I've been in seeing you put in your performances, and I'm just like, like you said, you channeled that Detroit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You channeled you a little more crazier on the Doom Patrol side, but you definitely channeled the D for that Black Lightning role. And when you brought up that they were allowing you to do your own thing, they were allowing you to have that creative freedom with Doom Patrol, it like bleeds throughout the character in Doom Patrol, and you look like you had fun, and you look like it was just natural. You know what I mean? So you killed that role. So definitely salute to you, big bro.
Thank you, bro.
Black Lightning. Yeah. That was surprising because of course in our circles, as soon as they see Wilberforce, you know what I'm saying, it's spreading. It's all over Facebook. Right. So that one I felt like snuck in. So when I finally was able to see it again, like every time you're on screen, you take that, you own that shit. Like I think even the opening scene that you have, I can't remember the actor's name, but he's one of the mutants that you shoot in the head.
Lala. William Catlett.
There we go. Boom. To be, you know what I'm saying, to be on camera with someone who has been doing this early 90s, probably even before then, and be able to, you know what I'm saying, to match that prestige in the short amount of time that you've been doing this, dog. I thought that was absolutely amazing.
Indeed.
So with that, like walk us through how'd you get there?
how did I get to Black Lightning, or just in that space to?
You know, I was gonna say Black Lightning, but actually both. I'm actually curious on both.
You know what, man? Honestly, I just want with both characters. I just wanted to tell the truth. That's the best thing about acting is that I wanted to deliver what's honest, and I knew that in Doom Patrol there were two sides to the story. I had to be desperately in love with her because she hypnotizes me, and then I also had to want revenge. And I mean, all of us have been with a woman or in a relationship where you've been on both sides of that spectrum. So I just wanted to convey what was honest and true about that, and then I just tweaked it with, you know, with what the script had already gave me, and I just sort of mixed all that together. I wanted it as honest as possible. You know what I'm saying? And with Black Lightning the same way. And you know, there's always a little bit of nervousness when you know you're working with the leads. Like Doom Patrol, I was working with all of the leads. In Black Lightning, I was working with the leads. And there's always a little bit of nervousness, but then you realize, man, they put their pants one leg on like I do at a time. You know what I mean? And that I belong here. And we all got to start from somewhere. And I'm not going to be intimidated by anybody. You know what I'm saying? And so I just sort of took that with me. And if I can make it fun every single time, I think it's going to come out well. If I can make it real, honest, and have a good time, what the audience is going to see is that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If I ain't feeling it, the audience is going to pick it up. The camera going to pick it up.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
The Outsider. I didn't get a chance to catch that one. Were you a villain in The Outsider as well?
No, I was a police officer. He was an aggressive police officer. No, honestly, he arrested one of the main characters because he looked like he could have been guilty or whatever. Locked him up.
No, he fit the description. I understand that. I said he fit the description. I understand that.
Yeah. He fit the description. And so we got to lock a guy up, and it got physical. I taser him or whatever. That was fun because I had to use a real taser, but it wasn't an actual
Gotcha.
thing. And I had dialogue with one of the main characters, and that was a great scene. You know what I'm saying? I shot that for a week, and so it just was great. Like you'd be surprised how much camaraderie you build in a week's time with everybody you're working with.
Right.
And so that was dope too. And that was just another great scene, another great moment to add to the reel, and another time where HBO was like, yeah, we want to rock with this guy. You know what I'm saying? So,
do you feel a vast difference between playing a villain and not playing a villain?
Yeah, honestly, man, being a villain is fun, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's fun because in real life, I'm not going to be this way.
Right.
You know, in real life, I'm more of the calm, cool, collected, grounded, you know, as positive and as good as I can be. But the villain stuff, you get to really turn it up. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
You get to really dig in on stuff that you would. I mean, I nicked a full blade. You know what I'm saying? In Doom Patrol. In real life, I ain't doing that. You know what I'm
Especially not in COVID time.
Women, he was just, you know, that's the stuff you only can do for TV. So it's fun to dig into that. Kind of how Denzel felt about Training Day. He was like, this stuff is more fun.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
That's one thing, man. And I was listening to your first appearance on here, and even, you know, compared to how you are now with the actual interview itself, you've become more comfortable. Yeah, you know, doing these things, and I can tell as the production gets more expensive, you know what I'm saying, you really start to, you know, just naturally blend into that role, you know. And this is kind of going back to something that you mentioned with being on camera with the leads and you know, working with these people. Like, do you start to feel it just to become more natural, like to the point where you're no longer just acting, you're actually becoming these characters?
Yeah, it's second nature at this point, because the truth is the same training that all their leads got and went through, I went through it too. Right. You know what I mean? They just at a different level. And my dream is to one day get to that level. But when you get to work with them, you got to show them, nah, I'm here to work too. I'm not about to, you know, I don't want you. I mean, in acting class, like, I'm like, yo, anybody come up with me, y'all ain't gonna out eat me in this scene, man. I always been that way. You know what I mean? That even goes back to our Wilberforce days when it came to being accused and hopping. Wasn't nobody gonna out hop me, and so that's just who I am. So as an artist, and I get in the scene with the leads, I want to make sure that I can go. It's not a competition, but I want to make sure that I can match them on their level.
So they know, absolutely.
Yeah, and I can meet them on that level of professionalism, and on that level of knowledge. You know what I'm saying? And it's been a great. Like I said, our first interview in 2017, I was still getting used to being on set that much, because that was a year I had did a lot of work, and I still wasn't quite used to it. Right. And then 2018, 2019 till now, I sort of set in that joy and that comfort of being on set and knowing how to conduct myself as a lead. I want to show up lead ready, even if I'm not the lead.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You mentioned it. How this is more so for me. How is set actually? Like what's the experience like?
So the experience on set, man, truthfully, I can understand how people who aren't living that life anymore can go crazy, man, because they treat you like a celebrity. I mean, if it's raining outside, they got somebody standing next to you holding an umbrella. You know what I mean?
I would abuse the shit out of it.
If it's cold, they got people holding a jacket for you, waiting for you. I mean, people are waiting on you hand and foot. And if you didn't have a foundation already, that could literally be everything to you. You know what I'm saying? But it's a beautiful experience, man. They put you in your trailer. It's crafty, which means you can eat whatever you want all day. You know what I'm saying?
He said, the look on his face was like he was a victim to that once or twice.
Yeah. All the time. Listen, man, every time I start some crazy workout regimen, I book a job, and I'm like, I'm happy about the job. But I know that as soon as I get to set, they gonna sit crafty right next to me. And they got all my favorite, they got hot Cheetos, they got sandwiches and cookies and
the hot Cheetos. I know that's gonna take you down.
Right.
Yeah, you know what I mean? There
have been experiences between myself and Mike that I've had to get him hot Cheetos. Can't necessarily go into them, but the man is serious about his hot Cheetos. Let me tell you that right now.
Yeah, man. But set is a beautiful experience, man. And when there's no greater experience when the actors create a special moment and everybody know it. You know what I mean? Like the lights, the sound. It's really 300 people on set and probably maybe 10 actors. Because everybody is a part of the working machine. That's the lighting, that's the sound, that's the props, that's the location, script supervisor, AD, first, second AD. I mean, everybody is a part of creating that special moment. And when it happens, everybody can feel it and we're able to move on to the next scene. So, man, set life is that hashtag the actors put, set life, is like you can't wait to get back to the next set when you leave. You know what I'm saying?
Let me ask you a question since we're already on the conversation of set life. Yeah. I meant to ask this back with Doom Patrol. So now that I guess Black Lightning as well. So now that you've worked on set with Marvel and you worked on set with DC, do you feel a difference in how it goes? Because like when they who was interviewing? His name has escaped me. He did Green Lantern and he did Deadpool.
Ryan Reynolds.
Ryan Reynolds.
When he was talking about it, he was saying that there is like a distinct difference there. So I just kind of get your idea. I know that Guardians of the Galaxy was some time ago, but doing that on the major scale that you were doing it compared to Doom Patrol and Black Light, like do you feel a difference there?
Well, yeah, there was a difference. I know for me, because Guardians was a movie. It was quick. Right. Like it was. I mean, I maybe was on set for 3 hours. You know what I mean? And that was the quickest I had ever been on set. It was that fast. And the moments that they showed on Jimmy Kimmel there was a lot more comedic moments in that time. The stuff with DC was a little more slowed down because for one, it's TV. Right. So it was a little more slowed down, and it was a lot more serious. Like nothing I did in Black Lightning was funny. You know what I mean? And DC, with Doom Patrol is like a dramedy. It already has like a bit of comedy in it. Right. So the moments that I knew that were okay, this has a comedic undertone, but I still have to play it serious, so the audience will get that it's funny, but it doesn't look like I'm forcing it. Right. But the difference, like I said, it's the tone. DC is a lot darker. You know what I'm saying? Marvel has that like comic brightness. Right. You know what I'm saying? So that's pretty much all I've experienced versus the speed of a film and the speed of a TV show.
Right. Yeah. That's ultimately why we're trying to get
You see any wild shit like on set? Like in any moment where you like, yo, that was some wild shit that happened. Has that happened yet?
I mean, I've seen an actor get fired.
Really? Talk about that.
Yeah. So we was on a project. I think it was Rampage, and he had one line, and you
got fired off one line. Shit.
Yeah, but it was a paragraph, and it was it was military jargon and stuff like that, and he just could not get it. And the director was like, "All right, we need a replacement for such and such right there."
Wow.
I was like, whoa. That was the first time, and I had to like tighten up. I started going through my life.
This ain't finna be me.
Yeah, I'm like, I started going through mine. Like, wait a minute, man. Let me, Jesus. So that's really the only thing I saw that was crazy. I mean, also Rampage, like The Rock's call time was 5 a.m. He didn't get there at 1.
1 p.m.
1 p.m. And that was like. And that's the first time I knew, like, oh, okay, so that's what number 1 on the call sheet. He was coming from Brazil. He was doing a lot of press with Baywatch and stuff like that.
Okay.
So he just showed up at 1 o'clock, and he did like this rock scream, like real loud. And he was like, all right, I'm ready. And I was like, this is great. I was like, this is crazy, man. You know what I mean? So that was all good experiences. So
was the stand-in better? Was the stand-in better than the actual actor?
You said what?
Was a stand-in better than the actual actor?
Far as
The Rock.
Yeah.
Oh no.
The guy that got fired.
The guy that got fired. Was his stand-in better?
He was. Yeah, okay. He was. He came in and knocked it right out. I actually think they changed the line and gave it to somebody else. What it was is that actor was over prepared.
Gotcha.
And that happens. Like he had just one chunk, but he was like
he was in his head too much.
Yeah, he was super deep in it, and he just he was like, okay, this is what I'm gonna do. This is my moment before. Hey, can I do it? And sometimes when you're not number 1 on the call sheet or 2 or 3 or 4, you just help and keep the story forward. So you don't need to come in with all of it. You just do your
Patience
job
is a lot better.
And get out the way. Yeah, and that's what a lot of my first jobs were. You just come in, say your line, and then you go home.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's okay. And I just think for that moment he was excited, and it happens to all of us. So that was tough for us to witness as other actors who only had a couple lines.
Right.
You know what I mean? Be like, dang.
And it's funny because I'm thinking about the scene of you speaking to your commander and the stress on your face. I'm like, oh, that must have been when dude got fired.
Yeah, it was real, man. Because I had to learn so many different ways of speaking, and the lines would be changing, and the director, even had to tell me to settle down because I was excited and trying to, make sure he like, Mac, settle down. So I had to take a deep breath. All right. Let me get it together. You know what I'm saying? Right. So yeah, we all go through it, man. So that wasn't a dig at that actor or anything like that. It's just, these experiences happen to us.
Right.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, they're dues you got to pay no matter what it is that you're trying to do.
Yeah.
When we first got started,
I mean, I'd have been cut out of shows. I didn't showed up to movie premieres that I was in and been told I couldn't come in. All that.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just that's all a part of the machine.
It's all a part of it. Like we tell the story all the time here is that when we first got started, we was on one microphone.
Yeah.
When we used to do FaceTime interviews, our first interview, Carl Tart, this is right after he got Mad TV, and we had him.
Actually, I think he was our first guest before Mad.
Yeah, he was our first guest. Period.
Yeah.
And he had to call us on FaceTime. And he had to call us on the regular phone, so that way he could hear. Cause we nigga rigged the hell out of that.
That was some MacGyver shit.
That was straight MacGyver. You know what I'm saying? Like we had to plug in the call so that way he could hear us on the phone, and we could hear him through the call itself. Fast forward, you know what I'm saying? We interviewing Angela Rye, Killer Mike. You know what I'm saying? Beat Brian Michael Cox. You know what I mean? Like I think that's a lot of people don't really see the behind it, and it's crazy that we're talking about this 3 years later. People don't care about the story; they only care about the glory.
Yeah.
So, and that's why I'm blessed to do this with y'all again. Because 3 years ago, you know what I'm saying, and wasn't nobody trying to talk to me about what I had going on. You know what I mean? Right. To be truthful, nobody was trying. Hey, look, man, we want to do a podcast. So the fact that y'all was like, nah, we want to tap in now. I'm gonna always be show love and be a fan and show up whenever Beat Network need me to. Because now, fast forward with all of these extra credits and with Lovecraft being this big thing,
Oh, we're
y'all
getting there. Trust
let's tap in. Yeah, let's tap in.
Nah, and honestly, man, it even goes beyond that. You know, as we've talked about in the last show, and we talk about all the time. You know, with our experience as brothers, and you know, what I'm saying, Wilberforce University, everything we've done, even up to last year. You know, we wouldn't have gotten the connection with Revolt TV if you didn't offer your couch to me. You know, when I came out there for Revolt in Atlanta. So I'll always be appreciative of that. People don't understand how deep this connection is. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, this is going to be my brother for life. So no matter what you do, whether it's, you know, you book a YouTube special, you know what I'm saying, or you about to get an Oscar, man, I'm always going to champion you, and I'm always going to sing your praises. That's never going to change for sure.
Same here, brother. Same here.
Appreciate you. So, I mean, you mentioned it, so let's go ahead and get into it. The most thrilling story here, being a part of Lovecraft Country, ultimately the show of 2020.
The show of 2020.
Man, to walk us through that, we need that whole story.
yeah, man. You know what, man? So the crazy thing about that is I got the audition from a casting company that I thought I had blew it with, to be honest. I had an audition with them. I had a lot going on. I was going through a breakup, and I jacked the audition up because I was just in my head. I was like, man, whatever. Just let me get out of here.
Right.
And I was talking to my homie Andreen, who's also working crazy right now. And she was like, oh, don't worry about that. They'll see you again. Don't even trip. And I'm like, man, whatever. But they cast some of the biggest stuff in the world. You know what I mean? So I'm like, they cast Bad Boys 3. Ooh. You know what I'm saying? The whole movie. So in my mind, I'm like, they ain't gonna see me for that. I already screwed up.
Right.
But I got a Lovecraft audition from them. So I said, this is my moment to redeem myself with them. So I went in there on 10. Like, I went in there knowing that can't nobody be better than me in this. Now, it's 20 people outside read for that same paragraph. Right. I said, I got to come in here like, I'm Malcolm today. And everybody else is going. You know what I'm saying? And so I had the audition. I felt it. I said, nice. When I walked out the room, I looked at everybody else. I don't think nobody else is gonna really do what I just did in there. So, you know what I'm saying? You brothers kill it. But I'm always gonna, you know, I told everybody to crush it. You know what I'm saying? And I'll leave. And so I think a week later, I got a call back, and literally the next day for the call back, I got an email that morning that the call back was canceled. I'm like, oh. I'm like, damn. So I don't even know what that means. Right. Then they rescheduled the call back. Then they canceled it again. Shit. Then the next week, I got a call from my agent. She was like, "Can you go today?" I'm like, "Yeah." Like, so let me know what I gotta do. I'm in there. So I go in there, and Misha Green is in there, the writer, creator, everything.
Big ups to Misha Green, absolutely.
Yeah, shout out to Misha Green, man. And you know, it's not an arrogant thing, but I knew I booked it by the way she looked up at me, because normally they just down listening and they be like, all right, thanks. No rap. They'll have you do it. They looking down at who's next or what they saw, and then they'll, all right, thank you. But I did it, and she said, yeah, can you do it again? And I want you to go all out. And that's all you got to say to me. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you want me to? Yeah. She was like, you talking to 100 people. I mean, you talking to a crowd. I want you to say it like. And so I did it like that. And at the end, I threw that fist up. And she sat back like, I knew I booked it. So
right.
that's not in the script.
Right.
But that no more, I threw that up on no more. And I knew I had it.
Right.
I knew I had it. And I was like, normally a good sign about auditioning is when they ask you, okay, I like that. Can you do it again, but take this note? And if you can take the direction and add what they just gave you, 9 out of 10, that's a great sign. Mm-hmm. If you get okay, it's like, I didn't book it. You know what I'm saying? Damn. But that, you know, and we came to set, man, and literally I'm sitting, you know, in my chairs, and Johnny Smollett and Jonathan Mayers and Michael K. Williams is all sitting in theirs. Now everything in me want to go over there, yo. I'm Mac, such and such, you know. But I was
Journey,
like,
what's
no,
up
you
with
know
your
what?
brother?
This
You
is-
know?
Yeah, I just was like, you know what? This is one of the moments that I just got to play my part and play my role, and it just came out beautifully, man. And I had no idea Lovecraft was going to be what it is, what it became. I didn't know, but I knew it was special because of anytime you diving back into the history and the past of Black people, combining it with sci-fi and horror and demons and I said, okay, this got to be something. So let me just make sure I give 100%. And so after I did my few takes, Misha came up and just told me, okay, I just want you to keep going and just come at the cops. Like, you just say whatever comes to your heart. And I'm like, all right. So
He said,
the
"Never
fact,
got a lot
word."
to say.
the fact that they caught that moment of, me saying, I'm gonna stand right here. My brother's gone. I was blown away at that. And I had to do ADR for that in June, right after the George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, and Ahmaud Arbery situation. So that line I say leading up to my big reveal, they're butchering our children without consequence, is an added line.
Wow. Great line.
And so, yeah, it's just powerful that all of that came together when we needed it the most. You know what I'm saying? And so that was a great experience, but I had no idea, bro. When you tagged me that I made the trailer, in my mind, I was like, how? I only say like
He said,
three things.
how?
No, for real. I'm like, I only say 3 things, bro. Why am I in the trailer? So then I'm like, unless they tweaked it a certain way, like I was really blown away by that.
Bro,
And
let me
then
tell you.
I didn't know I was opening the episode either.
Let me tell you,
Yeah.
we and Skylar was over here with me. Where like he was like, oh, they just dropped a new trailer for Lovecraft. I was like, oh shit, 'cause like I said, this time we're following it. And when it gets to that line, as soon as you say, as soon as you go into the no more line, because you hear your voice before they go into your actual shot. And I hear it, and you know when you watch trailers and shit, you're normally like doing a bunch of other different things.
Yeah.
And I'm in the middle of texting, and I hear it, and I'm like, I was like, that sounded like. And as soon as I look up, no, I was like, fucking Mike.
Yeah, I ain't gonna front. You
lost it.
You got me some good nighttime sex. We'll say that. We'll say that. I've looked. Hey, I know. All right, come on.
I know, dude. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man, it was, man. It's just for people to be that affected by that small moment. I mean, I had a lot of people hit me up, emotional, or sending texts and pictures of them watching it with tears in their eyes and saying they rewinded that part 8 times because of everything that we've been going through as a people. And so for me, that was the first time, well, the second time as an actor that I felt like I was helping move the culture forward. You know what I'm saying? And it was, it's still surreal, man, because literally I'm getting hit up still. Yo, bro, I'm watching Lovecraft, man. I just seen you, that moment was so powerful. And I'm, as an artist, you always sort of dumb down your own stuff because you feel like you still got more work to do.
Right.
And in my mind, I got to get to that lead role. I need a serious regular. I got to get to that $1 million check. But Lovecraft helped me to really appreciate the process and know that moments like that are moments that can help build my career. And that's the same day I met Angela Bassett. That same day.
Wow. She was there with her husband, I'm assuming.
No. So what happened was, truth be told, man, I tell people this, like, my account was in the negative when I shot Lovecraft. So I kind of was I was already in my feelings about that.
Right.
You know what I mean? And they were doing a screening for my first Black Lightning episode later in the day. I wasn't even gonna go. I'm like, man, I ain't got no bread. What if people want to go out afterwards? I'm just gonna go to the crib.
Right.
But some said go, so I went to that. And Angela Bassett is in the seat over next to mine watching my episode, and we go out and she like, oh yeah, great job. I'm like, oh shit. Angela, all right, you mind if I get a picture? So just the fact that whole day was like that from Lovecraft and Angela Bassett, and my account was in the negative, put things into perspective for me. That it wasn't about the money. It's about, moments to cherish and moments to be the absolute best, and the money will come.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so that was just a great day as an actor for me. To go from one set, Lovecraft, then to the screening of Black Lightning, then to meet Angela Bassett. I have forgotten.
Yeah, that was a hell of a day. That was a hell of a day.
So that for me, I felt like that was what I like to call a God wink, where God is like, I got you. You know what I mean? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about what your account is looking like. Focus on what's in front of you.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so that was just a great day. And then when Lovecraft came out, and that episode alone, and the Tulsa after that, was two of the most powerful episodes of TV I've ever seen.
Right.
You know what I mean? So to be a part of that, I was like, hey.
And talking at the I guess in a sense a reenactment of the Emmett Till protest, you know what I'm saying, and coming together and being that figurehead in that time and commanding the scene. Like people talk about it, you like, I gotta get on camera, you gotta command. Like you literally took that and you made it yours. You know what I'm saying? Like in that opening scene, personally, I could be going out the window here. You out-acted everybody that was there at the time. You know what I mean? And it was something amazing to watch. And seeing you be so diverse in the things that you do, it's actually very reminiscent to Michael K. Williams. You know what I mean? Like you may not have gone to the extremes that he's gone to, but like just being able, like when you look at your roles and the first thing you think is, okay, he's probably gonna be the thug, he's probably gonna be this. Like, nah, he's been a choir boy, he's been an officer.
Yeah, you've had a range of different characters you
absolutely
played.
What you learn as an actor is that really is not acting. These are all just extensions of you. If you in this situation. Now there would have been nothing more if I could have stood on a podium somewhere and yell out and scream into the crowd about Breonna Taylor and George Floyd.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's the truth. I was out marching for real. You know what I'm saying? So for me, Brother Nelson for Lovecraft was an extension of me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If somebody was to, disrespect my family or try to hurt my, the people I love, my character Sinzel Johnson in Black Lightning is to the extent of where I would go.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just remembering that. And if I was an officer of the law, I got to abide by these things. I probably, might be a little better at it if I was, you know what I'm saying?
No, you would. You would. I just want you would.
It's just remembering all those things, man. And so next thing you know, you got this wide range of characters you done played, and you're like, wow, yeah, okay, I did do all of these, different things. So.
Are you ever surprised when you tap into a character that you maybe initially was like, I don't know if I can tap into that? Are you surprised when you're able to? I
was surprised at how I looked on Doom Patrol. When I watched, I was surprised at how I was in another place.
No, exactly.
Like the way my eyes were and the way I was like doing things in the scene, I was surprised. I was like, wow, that came out really good, man.
That's why it's my favorite, because it's you, but it's not you.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's how I felt. I'm like, wow, that was me. Like, I was just surprised that I really dug it. I really set into the pocket of that character.
Gotcha.
and stayed in it throughout. And sometimes I'm surprised. And a movie I shot last year that'll be out like on streaming platforms later is Eavesdropping on the Elders, where I played Marcus Garvey. And that was an out-of-body experience for me. Yeah, it was out-of-body.
Let me ask you that. When you're playing someone who is a real historical character, is that different from everything else? Like what is your prep like?
Well, because there is no like footage of Marcus Garvey, there is minimal audio, and when you hear it, it's like really muffled because it's so old.
Right.
So you literally got to take all of that, sort of install it, read all you can read about him, and sort of pray that you can walk truthfully in that. Now, I don't want to imitate Marcus Garvey. I want to portray him authentically. Because if I imitate him, then it looks like, what is he doing? Why is he? It looks fake. You try to imitate somebody.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So my prep for that was, I knew he had a cane a lot. So in my mind, okay, I added a slight limp to it. You know what I'm saying? I knew that he had some like a Jamaican background, but he knew how to talk to different people when he was doing speeches and when he was trying to get black people to sort of own their own freedom and have their own independence. So I kind of just added all of that up, and I wrote down a lot. Wikipedia. There was books on Marcus Garvey, and luckily in the script there were text of things that Marcus Garvey actually said. So I went to try to find and listen to him say it. You know what I'm saying? So I can get his tone. And then at the end of the day, I just prayed and was like, God allow, that vessel of power and influence to live in me so that I can portray that truthfully. And when it came on screen, and everybody had been saying, man, what you did as Marcus was mind blowing. And I'm like, man, I don't know. It's a lot of weight on my back. It was a lot of pressure. I don't know how that came out.
Right.
But when I saw it, I said, okay, I can live with that.
I'll take that.
Yeah.
Hey man, good deal, bro. I can't wait to see it. When do you have any dates on that?
Well, they just released it on ABFF for the Social Justice Film Festival last month.
Oh, okay.
And so that was great. Michael B. Jordan is behind that film festival,
right?
And him and his partners chose that film. So that's great. And it had a Deadline article. That was my first name in a huge Deadline article. So it'll probably be like out on YouTube and Amazon or something like that later, early 2021.
Right.
Yeah.
No, I look forward to that. Definitely got to see that because we need something going into this new year. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To truly celebrate it. And again, it's easy to celebrate you, bro. It's super easy to celebrate you. So we really do look forward to that. I want to get your opinion on some things, man. As a black creative, as someone in the film industry, we're seeing almost a renaissance.
Yeah, you can say that.
Of black creators venturing outside of what we see as our normal. Like, we all are 90s kids, so we all came up with Menace Society, we came up with Boys in the Hood. Mm-hmm. We saw us in that light.
Yeah.
But, now you got cats like Jordan Peele, like Misha Green. And I say it all the time. Jordan Peele is the Hitchcock of our era.
He is.
You see them creating this new lane and venturing into new things that I guess wouldn't be considered a black thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like just like getting your opinion. Well, like, how do you feel about creators kind of expanding their reach, like black creators expanding their reach outside of what we would be known for? The hood movies or the villain stuff like that. What's your feelings on that?
Man, my feelings about it are that it's incredible. Because this is the thing. Black people are not just slaves, thugs, and hoodlums.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? We have honestly, when you attach black people to something, it grows, it expands, and it becomes better than it was before.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so I think it's amazing that you have artists like Jordan Peele, Misha Green, and stuff like that who are saying, no, I want to stretch this a little bit. It's the reason you don't see a lot of black people in earlier horror films, because the way we think and process, it does not go that way.
We should all go separate. No, y'all go separate.
Running, you know what I mean? And in Lovecraft Country, that's how we would run in a situation like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's not to knock all horror films. I love them, but I think it is time to change the narrative.
Right.
Black people can be and do all sorts of things. We can be sci-fi. We can be heroes. We can fight demons and monsters and all of that. And I think it gives black writers and black creators an opportunity to raise the stakes, and other actors to be a part of things that they wouldn't normally do. You know what I'm saying? I think it opens us up to bigger audiences, internationally. Because we did Boys in the Hood, we did New Jack, we did Menace, which are all beautiful films. We had our rom-com stage of The Best Man and Love Jones and Two Can Play That Game and all, which was classics.
Right.
But that's not all that black people can offer, and I think it's amazing.
Do you see yourself in any of those films where it's like this is similar to Lovecraft, where people were talking about? Do you see yourself in any type of film where you're like, no, that's me. I got that. That's me.
You mean that I've seen already, or
that you want to do in the future?
Oh yeah, man. Yeah. I don't mind being the lead fighting against, aliens is taking over the world, and I'm, you know what I'm saying, and I'm a brilliant, doctor or lawyer or scientist trying to find a way to win the war against them. Right. You know what I'm saying? All of them parts I would love to play, like Daniel Kaluuya and Get Out, which was a great opportunity to tap into horror from more of a mental state, a mental place. Right. I thought that was great, man. You know what I'm saying?
Has there been any major roles that you auditioned for that you didn't get?
I auditioned for, what was the show? What was Morris Chestnut's show when he was like the doctor and?
Oh, I know what you're talking about. I
know what you're talking about.
I can see the cover, but I can't think of the name of it
Yeah.
for shit.
Yeah, what is that? Yeah. But I auditioned for the lead role, and I didn't get that. But that was still great.
I'm like, hey.
No, that ain't it.
What is that?
I know which one you're talking about.
Dang.
Yeah, I can't.
Either way,
remember.
I don't even think it's on anymore anyway.
Yeah.
So you may have dodged the
It's
bullet,
not.
who knows?
It's not. But it was great to have an opportunity to audition
No,
for the
absolutely.
lead. He's a doctor that knows all of the death and all of these scientific. I mean, it was a hard audition. Don't get me wrong. I was surprised I didn't get it. You know what I'm saying? It was hard.
Right.
You know what I mean? It was like 10 pages of dialogue, and it's all crazy doctor term. I'm like,
I got to figure this
And
out.
you got that you got that 10 pages in an audition?
yeah, that was an audition that I
Wow.
had to get on tape for. You know, I got it 2 days before, and I had to learn it and then tape it. You know,
Wow.
it was a lot of dialogue.
Everything I've been involved in has been like size for auditions. It hasn't been like that.
Oh yeah. It was 10 pages. You know what I'm saying? When you audition for mainly series regular roles or the leads, you get anywhere from probably 5 to 10 pages.
Gotcha.
You know, and you know, going back to you speaking on, you know, being in this different area where you're a doctor and you're working on all these different things, you know, like, and some of the notes that I had set up, like movies like Uncorked and See You Yesterday, you know, they're on Netflix. That's
Uncorked was a great movie.
I loved
man.
Uncorked. Loved Uncorked.
I got to catch that one.
Gotta catch it. And it's
Or
different. I'll
the,
tell you
or
that
the
right
Black
now.
Box, who's the same lead that's starring Uncorked with Felicia Rashad.
Right.
That was a totally different. You haven't seen black people like this,
Right.
Especially in Uncorked, the guy who's obsessed about wine.
Yeah. It's stepping out. Trust me, a lot of black people learned what the word sommelier was. Off of that.
Yeah.
They were just
I'm
like,
like, yo, that
go
was
get the
a great
nigga with the wine and the blanket. I need to holler at him. You know what I mean? So like, I love seeing stuff like that, and I love seeing us step outside of what we normally see as, you know, the black character or the black movie. You know what I'm saying? How you want to look at it? Because I mean, the dude came from the hood in the movie to go off to, you know what I'm saying, study about wine and everything like that. And it's so weird because it's like black people reject those kind of films.
Yeah.
You know, so it seems like we're starting to, you know, come across. But, you know, like Uncorked, like See You Yesterday, I just think it helps, you know, with our range. And it's also going to help us going forward because when we go into these rooms to do these auditions, you know, it's not in their mindset, okay, so there's a black guy audition, he must be auditioning for this, that, and the third. No, I want the lead, I want the doctor.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
All right. And that, you know, that for me is what made Chadwick Boseman so special, is because he wanted to play the roles that weren't the stereotypical roles. Like we've seen the slave, the thug, the woman beater, the hood. We've seen all of that. And he only did 9 movies from 14 since he was diagnosed till his passing, and all of those movies, they were different types of black people that were in positions of either power or some type of brilliance or doing something other than being a hood dude, you know what I mean, or a slave.
I can't lie though, I do feel like, and I talk to Kevin about it all the time, I call it the Jordan Peele effect. I do feel as like you notice when he's removed from certain things. Like Lovecraft Country, you know, I give all respect and praise to Misha Green. Like it takes a true visionary and a brilliant mind to create something like that. But you can also feel Jordan Peele's, you know what I'm saying, involvement in that, and even slightly to a sense J.J. Abrams. But I look at movies like Antebellum, and I look at movies like Bad Hair, and it seems like we gotta like reel it in a little bit. Like we're trying too hard to do some.
And see, I haven't. You know I didn't watch Antebellum.
You missed nothing.
Or Bad Hair. I mean, I seen. You know, I don't want to bash nobody, but you know,
no, of course, we'll do it for you.
yeah. You know, I saw the trailer, and I was like, all right, man. And I just didn't watch it because I you know. You don't want to just tell any kind of story, man.
Right.
You know, just because you can. And for me, you know, everybody like what they like. I'm attracted to different types of movies. You know, I could be attracted to Uncorked and then go watch something completely crazy. You know, I when I first started like really training as an actor, I would watch like old silent films or foreign films to see how they did it, just to see if I can find the truth in that. You know what I mean? So you don't want to get caught up in just telling any kind of story just because you got the bread.
Which is a Denzel tactic, by the way. I like how you just snuck that in there.
No, and it's
I've heard
funny.
Denzel talk about
And
that.
it's funny he says that because I do that too.
Got to do it.
You know, and what I learned in acting class is that if I watch a silent movie and I can still feel something and I can still watch it like, wow, something is happening here. I mean, I don't know what the hell they're talking about or what's going on, but something is happening because what they're doing is honest.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And for me, like because I run a self-taping business, so I'll tape actors, and I'll know good if I can watch it on mute and be like, oh, okay, yeah, this actor is really good at something. All right, we good. And then I take the payment. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Because I want to be able to feel like an experience is happening without the volume on it. The sound is a portion of it, but the acting is its own thing.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying?
We'll close on this conversation, but I do want to touch on that since you've brought it up. Hey, talk a little more about your business, and what do you do?
Yeah, so I'm a self-tape coach, which just means, I mean, people like to call me an acting coach, but I don't really get caught up in them titles, man. I'm I still got a lot of work to do.
Right.
But so actors will get an audition. They'll hit me up a day in advance, whatever. Hey, Mac, I need to get on tape for this, that, and the third. And I'll tape them and I'll give them some feedback, some coaching, some more than others. Or sometimes some people just come in, kill it, and I just hit record, and that's it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I provide a service for actors that, need that other actor experience while they're recording auditions. And since COVID, everything will probably basically be online, and we won't be getting in them rooms for a while. It's been really helpful, and I've been doing that since 2014. And so in 2015, when I decided to quit everything else and be full-time, my acting coach, Dwayne Boyd, made me a full-time partner. So which means that I can help him run that business because as a self-tape coach, I take pride in it. I love it. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. I just help actors record their auditions and I give them the best honest feedback I can, and we try to create some magic.
And I wanted you to talk about that because, as we said here, even though you have, 25 credits on IMDb, working with all these amazing people, you're still pushing forward, to accomplish your dream. Meanwhile, you're seeing other black actors and you're helping them push forward to accomplish their dreams. Like that's slept on a lot, in entertainment. Like we experience it a lot just in podcasting, trying to link up with certain people, or in certain places. And, they think just because, the budget may be different for them, like, we ain't going to leave you alone.
You don't see a lot of black people helping other black people.
Yeah, period.
When they're in roles to help people.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know what, man? For me, listen, people will call me and tell me, Mac, man, that audition you helped me with, I booked it. And it feels like I booked it. There is no greater joy of an actor that took my advice and used it in a scene and booked a job. Some of them booked jobs that changed their lives. Some of them booked jobs and they went off to LA. Or some of them booked things, they first won them. And I got all of their pictures up on our wall and where I tape at. And everybody will sign. And you book something, you go up on that wall. And there is no greater feeling. Sometimes I just want to tape people just so I can help them get a win or something like that. I ain't even got to be a part of it. People be like, man, can I tag you? Nah, I don't care about that, bro. As long as you get what you need from this experience. Because you realize that this shit is not about you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Acting, even my own roles, is not about me. It's about a story that somebody is telling, and hopefully it helps somebody out there. And I realize that if I can be of service to this craft, then I ain't got to ever worry about, going without. This craft is gonna fill me up, and I'm gonna have what I need from it every day if I can be of service to it.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We'll wrap up the same way we wrapped up the first episode, man. 3 years later, 3 years of experience, 3 years of credits, working with the best of them. What do you want to leave with the ear hustlers, man? What's something you want to say?
Man, listen, I just want to say, don't give up on your dream, man. I'm living proof, Beat Network and the Noize is living proof, and that you can literally decide what you want to do and get it done. So don't give up on your dream. Don't give up on God. Don't give up on love. And keep hustling, man. You know what I mean? It ain't over till you say it's over.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Let the people know where they can find you at, bro.
You can find me at Instagram at the amazing Mac Wells. That's Mac MAC, not with a K. And Wells is WELLS. On Facebook, Mac Wells. IMDb, Mac Wells also. And I appreciate y'all for having me, man.
Absolutely,
Yeah, thank you.
absolutely. At the Noize Podcast on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Everything Beat Network at beatnetworkonline.com. Again, Mac, Mike, thank you for coming on, bro. It's always
Absolutely,
a pleasure, man.
brother.
It's always a great conversation. As always, we appreciate you guys tuning in. Nope, fucked it up. As always, we appreciate you guys tuning in. As always, we appreciate the support. And as always, it's Big Los.
Follow with Kev.
It's the Noize.